thing that I noticed just from you two giving a quick snippet of about those books is that you all and we all are connected by the struggle. Okay. Dr. West, explain the struggle for people who may not even understand what it means when a Black person talks about the struggle.
No, I appreciate the question. You know, the great Malcolm X gave a speech in Rochester, New York, 5 days before he was murdered in New York, in Harlem. And he said that there's been a 400-year war against Black people. He connected it in the Congo. He talked about Mississippi. He talked about Rochester, New York. He talked about Harlem. And Brother Malik and I are part of a great tradition that in this war against Black people, we have been trying to raise voices, communities, and institutions to respond, not react, to respond to the war based on a love for Black folk. So other folk, not the point of reference. The point of reference is the rich humanity of Black people, our mamas, our daddies, our grandmamas, our granddaddies. I come out of the church, the Black church, the Shiloh Baptist Church. I come out of the Black musical tradition, the Curtis Mayfield and Aretha and so forth. All of those are responses to this war. And when you're in a war, you're a soldier. You got to decide whether you're going to be a sunshine soldier or whether you're going to be an all-season soldier. And a lot of different forms that the soldier activity takes. But we have to always understand that we're on a battlefield. And when you're on a battlefield, you have to choose what kind of armor you're going to put on in order to be fortified on this battlefield. And there are a lot of different kinds of soldiers. Ain't no doubt about that. Artistic ones, intellectual ones, economic ones, political ones, family ones, go on and on and on. But the war is real. I think that's what Malcolm X was trying to say. And that's precisely what I see in Brother Malik. He understands he is a soldier.
And speaking
and grounded in love for Black people as he fights.
And I do apologize for cutting in on you because
that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yes. And I just wanted to say, speaking of war and soldiers and things of that magnitude, what I've witnessed so far, especially with just following Attorney Malik Shabazz, is that it's not popular. This is not the popular way when you're fighting for people who have injustices, which brings me to the title for the topic of this show for tonight, Race and Justice in America. And when Attorney Malik Shabazz told me the name of it, I thought he meant to say race and injustice. He said, no, race and justice. And Brother Shabazz, I want to ask you to, just based on your experience with the current situation brewing right here in the state of Mississippi, we are talking about the state with the highest incarceration rate throughout the world, okay? And a state that just voted a couple of days ago to keep a Jim Crow law that disenfranchises Black people who have served their debt to society. Tell us your experience on the battlefield right here in Mississippi.
Let me say this. Struggle is ordained. The Holy Quran says that struggle and opposition is necessary to achieve anything of value. And so, you know, my adult life has been filled with struggle. Now, we talk about struggle, we're talking about big things, right? We're talking about white supremacy, United States imperialism, colonialism, slavery, segregation, police brutality, institutional injustice against perpetuated by mass incarceration, an unfair criminal justice system. These are big items. And we're asked as a numerically where they say that we're numerically 13% of the population, even though we're a worldwide majority.
Yes.
We're asked now to change, to bring about a revolution, to bring about the complete change or the dismantling of every major white supremacist system that I've just named by a people who are a distinct military and economic advantage. Now that in and of itself is starts you off letting you know that you're in a major struggle. When anybody out here in this audience is listening, when you say that I am a civil rights worker, I am a Black Panther, I am a person that is committed to the freedom, justice, equality, and the liberation of my people, you are automatically saying that I am starting off and I'm willing to struggle. I'm going to have to struggle against all odds. And many are called to this struggle, but very few are chosen to last. So Dr. Cornel West, I'm sure, will bear witness that over the course of his career and the course of my career, we've seen many who stood up and said, I'm down for this struggle. And many have given their lives, yet many have fallen by the wayside for any number of reasons. Now, to cap my answer off here, when I first encountered Dr. Cornel West as a Howard University law student, I was in the midst of a struggle for free speech. I was in a struggle where I was determined as a law student to make sure that my heroes, Dr. Khalid Muhammad and Louis Farrakhan and Leonard Jeffries and Tony Martin, that they had the right to speak and the right to express their views, and we as students should be able to decide them for ourselves without being muzzled or attacked. And that struggle brought about an internal struggle against me. I was told by my law school, the presidents of the university, the deans, everybody, at one point they called me in that semester that Dr. Cornel West came and did the convocation for us. And they told me that if you don't stop advocating for free speech and advocating for the people who you want to speak, you, Malik Shabazz, you will never become a lawyer. You will never graduate law school. The night of the Black Holocaust program, April 19, 1994, the vice president of Howard University, as it is written in the book of Khalid, she walked up to me at the intermission. She pointed her finger in my face. She said, young man, you're going to cost this university $30 million. And you need to stop doing what you were doing. And I did know that at that point, with the vice president of the university talking to me like that, I didn't know how I was going to graduate. And I went through and through with that night and Khalid Muhammad, and we went through with it and we stood strong. We didn't back down an inch. But the persecution came. I had professors that cheated, a professor that cheated on one of my exams. He was a Zionist opponent of ours. And he actually cheated on the exam process and tried to keep me from graduating. But none of it worked, my sister. They plan and God is the best of planners, as the Quran teaches. I not only graduated, I passed my bar on the first time. And I've been practicing law ever since, and I'm out here helping my people. And still to this day, through the Million Youth March and the legal battles against Giuliani, still to this day, where I'm fighting to help the Emmett Till family and battle racism in Mississippi, I still face the same attacks, but I want to say that I have been made successful by my faith, and my faith in the God of our struggle and the God of our people, I believe, has protected me through these years, through much struggle, not just against the authorities, but many times against my own people, many times against the people that are supposed to be directly with me, have given me the hardest time. And yet I stand strong here tonight. And I want to say sincerely that the Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. And he have made me to lie down in green pastures, and have leaded me beside the still waters. The nature of life from the womb is struggle. And struggle has fashioned me into be strong in faith and strong in courage in this hour. I turn it back to Dr. Cornel West, because he has much more to say on this subject.